Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. And another one in the series in which I'm taking a closer look annually. And we have arrived at the year 1990, entering the 90s. And I think the 90s are a very interesting decade. And it starts off with a year with perhaps more dark undertones. This might be one of my darkest year videos. So you know what, I'm gonna kick it off. On the number 5, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds with the album The Good Son, which is an incredible piece of work. This is a beautiful, intimate album with incredible songs like the Ship Song, and I'm personally very fond of the Weeping Song and also the version on here. It is incredible. I mean, this man is such an incredible musician. I've also made a video about the top 5 with best Nick Cave albums, so if you are into Nick Cave, be sure to have a look at that video. On number 5, Nick Cave, The Good Son. And now, dark and rough. I'm not sure if it's really dark though. Okay. Sonic Youth, Goo. This is an album which has some dark undertones, but it's also pretty rough. It has this teenage wildlife atmosphere, and I really dig this album. This year earlier I saw Thurston Moore perform, and it was an incredible show, and these are some very good songs. It's a very interesting new sound. This is one for the books. I really dig this album. Sonic Youth, Goo. On number 4 to the number 3. What to say about this one? Lou Reed and John Cale, Songs for Drella. Late in the 80s, Lou Reed and John Cale got together after years of not working together. I believe the last time must have been 1968, but please correct me if I'm wrong, which was the Velvet Underground's White Light, White Heat album. Now, I believe it was in 1987 or 1988. I'm not sure if I've got this right out of the top of my head, but Andy Warhol died. And as can be read in the biography of Lou Reed, around this time, some of his big influences and some of the figures in his life, which he held very dear, started to die. And the death started to take a very new part in his career. There's also a beautiful album, Magic and Loss. And he got very serious about death. It's not the romanticizing death, which songs like, I'm not sure, well, the song Heroin doesn't contain it, but which an earlier poet, Lou Reed, could talk about. This is very sincere, and this album, Songs for Drella, is about John Cale and Lou Reed getting back together and writing songs about Andy Warhol. They even use lyrics or written text from Andy Warhol's diaries, and also, that's very interesting, Lou Reed includes lyrics that make him look very bad because he wasn't always too friendly towards Andy Warhol. So this is a very open and fragile record, and it is of intense beauty. The songwriting on here is incredible. These two are singing their hearts out is not the right word because it's intimate and it's close to themselves, but it is so incredible. There's also a beautiful video shot of this, or a film. I believe it's shot by Ed Lachman, an incredible cinematographer, and there's an incredible ambience going on there. This album is one of the masterpieces of the 90s, and just on the number 3. So, Songs for Drella, Lou Reed and John Cale. I wanted to mispronounce John Cale. Love John Cale. How could I have almost done that? On number 2, Depeche Mode, Violator, Reach Out and Touch Faith. This is an incredible album. I mean, I think I might qualify this as Depeche Mode's best album. Not sure though. I should take a closer look at Depeche Mode someday, and I should do a full discography video on them, or series on them. This album is just Enjoy the Silence. It's so good. It's so rich. It is such a new sound. It is fascinating. I'm keeping it short. I just love it. Personal Jesus, so many good songs. Great, great album. Violator. On number 2, I'm gonna end this list off with the number 1. George Michael. Listen Without Prejudice. And for some reason, I'm not sure if it says on this cover, but online you can read Listen Without Prejudice and it says Volume 1, but there never was a Volume 2, so let's just call it Listen Without Prejudice. I know some people will say that Older is George Michael's most mature album. Some people will say that his album Faith is his most iconic album. I think this is the album that shows you what an incredible, capable vocalist he was. I mean, he was also a very good producer. And he was a very good songwriter. This is one of the smoothest, most incredible, most heartfelt sounding albums you will find. George Michael was in great personal stress during the making of this. And if ever he had needed soul, it was during this period. And if ever he has come across fragile and sincere, he also does that on Older, but this one, it just kicks ass. It's so good. It starts off with Praying for Time, which is of the most incredible sound and sweetness of the voice. Freedom 90, which is good. They Won't Go When I Go, which is a cover of a Stevie Wonder song, and I love the Stevie Wonder version. But George Michael nails it. He nails it. It's so good. Cowboys and Angels, Waiting for That Day. There are so many incredible songs, and this is, I don't think George Michael has done anything vocal wise that goes beyond this, and I really love George Michael. This is a masterpiece. So those are my 5 favorite albums from 1990. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.